Have you ever noticed that some people just seem financially calm while everyone else is panicking about the daily news? They make choices about money that feel almost effortless, and yet nothing about them would scream that they are rich. As we stand here in early 2026, the world looks a lot different than it did just a few short years ago. Inflation has permanently changed the rules of the financial game, and what worked for our parents is no longer enough to guarantee a peaceful life. The typical person still believes that having $1 million is the ultimate finish line. But here is a hard truth most people miss in today's economy. $1 million today does not buy what it used to, and if that money is trapped in the walls of your house, it cannot pay your medical bills or buy your groceries. According to recent data from the Federal Reserve, the median retirement savings for households headed by someone in their late 60s is around $200,000. That is the stark reality for half of the population. Even more shocking is that over 50% of households have no specialized retirement accounts at all. If you are watching this, you are likely already ahead of the curve because you are looking for the truth beyond the surface-level headlines. There are some very subtle signs that someone has an extremely high financial IQ that most people never notice. These signs are often completely counterintuitive to the average person, but they explain why some retirees thrive while others just struggle to survive. Before we dive deep into these 7 signs, I want to ask you a quick favor. If you find value in this deep dive, please hit the like button and leave a comment below sharing your biggest financial goal for 2026. It helps our message reach more people who need to hear this truth, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a path to true financial peace. The first sign of a high financial IQ in 2026 is how you perceive and manage risk. Most people assume that a savings account or a certificate of deposit is the safest place for their hard-earned money. On the surface, the principal amount is secure, but a high IQ thinker knows that the silent thief called inflation is constantly eroding their actual buying power. In 2026, with the costs of living continuing to shift unpredictably, holding too much cash is actually a high-risk move. You understand that a safe return of 4% is actually a net loss if the cost of goods is rising faster than that. You do not just look at the nominal number on your bank statement. You look at the inflation-adjusted return, which we call your real return. This mindset shifts your entire perspective on building wealth. You do not buy assets just because they feel safe, or take financial advice at face value from big banks that prioritize their own profits. You recognize that even a stable paycheck from a long-term career has hidden risks, especially as artificial intelligence changes industries and companies continue to downsize. Instead of trying to eliminate risk entirely, which you know is impossible, you focus on minimizing the potential downsides and always having multiple backups. The second sign is that you care about long-term value rather than just the immediate price tag. It is not about being cheap or always buying the lowest cost item available at the store. It is about whether an investment or a purchase actually provides what you need or opens new doors for you later in life. Think about the importance of your health as you age. Someone with a high financial IQ is willing to pay more for quality nutrition or a preventive health membership. They know that medical bills in 2026 are far more expensive than any monthly wellness fee. With Medicare Part B premiums now significantly higher than previous years, staying healthy is the ultimate financial defense strategy. You apply this same logic to your home and your vehicle. You do not just look at the sticker price of a car. You weigh every angle, balancing the cost of insurance, fuel efficiency, and the future potential for that asset to hold its value over time. Even small daily purchases reflect this deep mindset, like buying a durable tool once rather than a cheap replacement 5 times over a decade. The third sign is that you prioritize optionality and flexibility over immediate short-term gain. Quick wins and high-yield trends are tempting, but the ability to stay flexible and maintain your personal freedom is truly priceless. A person with a high financial IQ always keeps their doors open. They would rather live a simpler and more intentional lifestyle today to ensure they have the option to say no to a toxic work environment or a bad deal tomorrow. This is especially critical for those of us who are in the second half of our lives. You might have a paid-off home, which is a major milestone worth celebrating, but you also know that home equity is not liquid. You cannot spend the drywall of your house when an emergency arises. Having true optionality means having liquid assets like a well-managed portfolio of stocks or reliable dividend income that you can access whenever you need it. You see money as a versatile tool for freedom, not just a way to collect more material things. The fourth sign is that you consistently think in second-order effects. Most people only ask a simple question, which is, can I afford the monthly payment right now? A high IQ thinker asks a much deeper question, which is, what does this purchase commit me to for the next 10 or 20 years? Buying a larger luxury home is not just about the monthly mortgage payment. It is about the higher property taxes, the increased utility bills, the constant maintenance costs, and the mental energy it takes to manage a large property. You see the ripple effects of every financial choice you make today. This foresight prevents the costly mistakes that most people only notice when it is far too late to change course. You calculate the total cost of ownership and the opportunity cost of your capital before you ever sign a contract. The fifth sign is a relentless focus on assets that fund your lifestyle, instead of spending your income just to survive. There is a massive and vital difference between being net worth rich and being retirement ready. Your total net worth includes your furniture, your vehicles, and your primary residence. But someone with a high financial IQ focuses primarily on their investable assets. These are the accounts and investments designed to pay for your life after you choose to stop working for a paycheck. You understand the updated rules of sustainable withdrawal in 2026. While many people still talk about the old 4% rule, you stay informed about current research. You know that a more flexible 4.7% withdrawal rate might be possible if you maintain a balanced and diversified portfolio. You are not just saving money in a jar, you are building a complex machine that generates passive income while you sleep or travel the world. The sixth sign is that you make your financial choices logically rather than emotionally. You do not let social status or the pressure to keep up with your peers drive your spending habits. You do not walk into a car dealership and buy a brand new vehicle on a whim just because it looks flashy in the showroom. In 2026, as the average new car price reaches $50,000, a high IQ thinker knows that a certified pre-owned vehicle often provides the exact same utility for a much lower cost. You do not let the excitement of a high-pressure sales pitch or a trendy stock market tip cloud your long-term judgment. You do the homework first, researching the historical data and calculating the long-term impact on your personal milestones. Reason and logic drive your decisions, while your emotions stay firmly in the back seat. The seventh, and perhaps the most important sign, is that you deeply understand the power of tipping points and compounding. Building significant wealth is very much like starting a campfire in the woods. In the beginning, it takes constant effort and careful attention just to keep the small sparks alive. It feels like you are working incredibly hard while seeing very little visible progress. But a person with a high financial IQ knows that the first $100,000 is the hardest hurdle to clear in their entire journey. Once you reach that critical point, the force of compounding starts to do the heavy lifting for you. By the time you reach your first $1 million, the growth begins to accelerate at a rate that is almost hard for the human mind to process. You understand that the second $1 million will come much faster than the first, because your accumulated money is now earning more than your actual job pays you. This is the exact moment when your net worth begins to explode upward. It is not magic or luck. It is time-tested mathematics, fueled by your unwavering patience and consistent discipline. In 2026, we are seeing a clear divide between those who understand these principles and those who are still chasing the next big thing. High IQ investors are moving away from the noise and focusing on the fundamentals of cash flow and tax efficiency. They know that taxes are often the single largest expense in retirement. Therefore, they structure their accounts to minimize the tax drag on their growing wealth. They prioritize Roth accounts and health savings accounts because they understand the value of tax-free growth over decades. They also recognize the importance of the longevity tax, which is the cost of living much longer than previous generations. With advances in medicine, retiring at 65 might mean needing a plan that lasts for 30 or even 40 years. Someone with high financial intelligence does not plan for the average life expectancy. They plan for the possibility of living to 100, ensuring they never outlive their resources. They also avoid the common trap of lifestyle creep, where every increase in income is immediately met with an increase in spending. Instead, they keep their baseline expenses stable and invest the difference into income-producing assets. This creates a massive gap between what they earn and what they spend, which is the secret engine of wealth creation. They are not interested in looking rich to strangers on the internet. They are interested in being truly wealthy and having total control over their time. As we wrap up this deep dive into the financial mind of 2026, take a quiet moment to look at your own daily patterns. How many of these signs do you truly see in your own life? Even if you only see one or two of these signs today, remember that these are ways of thinking that can be practiced and mastered over time. Wealth does not grow in a straight line. It bends sharply upward. And if you stay the course with discipline, your personal tipping point is coming. True financial peace is not about having a mountain of gold or a fancy title. It is about having the wisdom to manage what you have so that it serves your life, your values, and your family. I want to thank you for spending this valuable time with me today. If you found this analysis helpful for your journey, please give the video a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about who is planning for their future. Your support means the world to us, and it helps keep this community growing with high-quality, data-backed content. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you are always informed about the latest economic shifts in 2026. May your journey toward financial freedom be filled with absolute clarity and many blessings. I look forward to seeing you in our next video as we continue to decode the truth about money, freedom, and life. Thank you for watching, and always remember to take great care of your future self.